forms something in one way and forms something in another way? Why does it go from a phase in which it's all the same and qualitatively similar to a phase in which it is qualitatively different?
Well, here's the thing. I don't see the need to qualify this when I talk about the mind. I mean, I think for me, consciousness, the mind itself, is an emergent part. I'll explain. I'm drawing an analogy, right? So,
Okay.
when I speak about the mind, I find the mind to be an emergent property. So, when matter comes together in such a way, right? When that which we're made of comes together in a certain way, consciousness emerges, and when it further constitutes in such a way, the mind emerges, the capacity to make choices that are outside of simply instinctual drives. And I mean, in the same way, I can't explain to you why. I don't know why. There's no real way. I don't know what the reason for this particular conglomerate coming together in this particular way brings about consciousness. I couldn't tell you why, and I don't know that it's even possible to explain why.
Well, no, that argument for consciousness is just saying that it's just a conceptualization. I mean, you're talking about an emergent property as it emerges through human conceptualization. I'm not talking about a concept. I'm talking about qualitative difference between energy at point A and energy at point B. You see. And what I'm saying is in the emergent property is that it emerges or is expressed, something emerges, something is expressed when this stuff that is all qualitatively similar gets jumbled up in a particular way. And what is it expressing is my question to you.
I'm trying to figure out how to answer this in such a way that is meaningful for you. I mean, I don't know how else I have to keep appealing to the fact that it just seems that when things come together in a certain way, certain qualities or attributes emerge. Now, why those qualities emerge as opposed to other qualities, I have no idea. It just may be the way, and it just may be the factor that comes about when these things come together, given certain qualities about things themselves. But I don't know, and I don't know that it makes any more sense to say that, well, there's this thing that I can't explain, I can't define, I can't really conceptualize, which acts upon it in such a way that it is then different.
That's little straw, a little bit too much straw there. We haven't gotten there yet.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't trying to. I tried to be as, I guess, genuine as possible. I didn't think it was a straw.
Well,
I mean, you said there's this thing that's not bound to the zero rules that operates on it.
Right. That's the next step. What we're saying now is that you recognize that there's energy similar at one point, different at another point, and that it's expressing something. You know that something exists, or otherwise it could not express it. What you're saying, conglomerations, configurations, whatever, C word. And in that, it's expressing something that is not itself energy, obviously. It's not energy that is being expressed, because the energy at its most simple form is expressed in all precisely the same way. So when energy is conglomerated in different ways, it expresses a principle, some kind of principle that is not itself energy. Now, with the bit about God and everything, that is in reference to a different argument. And yes, it all links together, and certainly if you're anticipating that that's how I make the connection, it certainly is. But all I'm saying now is that if there is diversity, and true diversity now, not just a conceptualization, but if there is true diversity, when everything is actually the same at its base, then the energy is expressing something that is not itself energy, that is not itself physical. It is the imprint. It's like those little it's not a game, but those little toys with all the little needles, the little pins in there, you press your hand through, you leave an impression of your hand. That we can see. There's an impression, there's a footprint, there's something pushing out of the veil, and we know something's out, we know something's on the other side, it's pushing through the veil, but we don't know what it is. But we know it is there. And to simply say that it's not there or pretend it's not there is delusional, is erroneous. Would you disagree?
I'm not saying that the differentiation isn't there. I mean, it seems very clear to me that it is. That And I guess I'm going to continue pushing the idea that there is this thing at its very core, which is the most simplistic of bits that make up the universe, and that when they unite in a certain way, a certain thing comes about. and I'm speaking as vaguely as possible, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know that it would be energy and matter. I mean, that's the best we have right now. Right?
I'm saying that it wouldn't be. What's it? There's the it again. Don't say it. What is it? What is not energy and matter?
No, I'm saying that I don't know that the constituent factors of the universe are necessarily energy and matter. I mean, that's what science has it pinned down to right now. But I'm
Good
certainly
Lord,
not
what is your alternative?
I'm certainly not appealing to science and matter. I mean, science and as the, suppose, explainer for all things. I mean, because again, it's science is what we have till now, right?
Okay.
So
okay.
which is why I'm trying to, which is why I'm speaking very simply as saying the things which are the basic building blocks of the universe. They're going to be physical things. So at the very least, they have positive qualities. I'm not just appealing to negativities, right? So they have positive qualities. So is that energy and matter itself? Maybe. I don't know if we can call it that, if it makes sense for us now to make it simpler. But I don't know. No,
Okay.
I guess not. But what I am saying is that how does it make more sense to say that, well, no, these things don't just come together in such a way that when they unite, they make something different, but we need something to act on them and differentiate them.
But you're saying the same thing in just two different ways. They come together, they make new things, or whatever the second sentence you said. It's the same thing. The differentiation can only be apparent because it's expressing something. It's expressing a principle. It's expressing, that's my word for it anyway. That it's expressing
or it's just
something
constituted differently.
Constituted by what?
No, by the main
same.
factor of it uniting.
Okay,
so I'm trying to do this like a jigsaw puzzle, I suppose, or like Legos, right? I'm just like a fucking really bad analogy. Just run with it.
Running.
So say, if all the building blocks are exactly the same, how do I differentiate between the castle made out of building blocks or the little guy made out of building blocks? Well, they're constituted differently. The building blocks have come together in such a way that they're differentiated. And I suppose if we want to really dumb it down, that's what I would say that about energy and matter.
Okay, but that's not what I'm saying, and that's not what we're arguing here. If you're going to say that there are two different building blocks that are not themselves, that are different from the start, in which the little Lego man is different from the building blocks that make up whatever, because you're saying building blocks, not plastic. You're keeping us in a realm of conceptualization that recognize from the start that the building blocks are not all the same. If you want to do that, what you have, just like with your building block example, you could say...
Like it's not one building block.
I'm not saying that they're one. I'm saying that they're differentiated only in the space around them. Okay? But that which is within the space is precisely the same thing in space A as space B. But that doesn't help us any when we say that it all starts off with the same attributes, and then suddenly it changes. What I'm saying is to express something when they conglomerate, when they gather, when they formulate, when they come together, like the Beatles song.
I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean by that they're expressing something. That's what I'm unclear on this terminology. So what do you mean when you say they come together and they express something differently?
The differentiation expresses a principle. The differentiation, when you move from similarity to differentiation, you do that stepping over something. There is something in between. There is a missing link. And so all I'm saying is that it's going to be something that we cannot know, because it is something that dictates the energy, something that informs the energy, and we can only see it through its expression, its footprint in what we are left at point B, when point A is how energy is to begin with. So It goes into the little black box, it comes out of the little black box, and suddenly we got a candy bar when we started off with just chocolate. I'm saying that the black box is what we're talking about now.
Okay, and I don't know that we need appeal to something in the black box doing the handiwork.
Well, we must certainly recognize that something is happening between point A and point B.